The line actually begins construction. The line is a smart city along a straight line that is currently being built in Neom, Tabuk Province, Saudi Arabia. It is intended to have no roads, cars, or carbon emissions. The 110-mile-long, 170-kilometer-long city is part of Saudi Arabia's Saudi Vision 2030 project, which it claims will add $48 billion to the country's GDP and create 460,000 new jobs. The first phase in the $500 billion Neom project is expected to be the line. The city's plans call for 9 million people to live there. By October 2022, excavation work had begun along the entire length of the project. Concerns about the project's technological and economic viability, as well as its impact on the local population and environment, have been raised. So in this video, we will discuss the line begins construction. But before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to Master 7 to never miss out on any of our videos. The line is intended to preserve 95% of Neom's natural environment and will be 170 kilometers, 110 miles long. It will roughly extend from the Red Sea to the Sea of Tabuk. It is anticipated that 9 million people will live there, with a population density of 260,000 people per square kilometer on average. In contrast, Manila had a population density of 44,000/2 in 2020, making it the world's most populous city. The line's arrangement comprises two reflected structures with an outside in the middle between, having a complete width of 200 meters, 660 feet, and an all-out level of 500 meters, 1,600 feet. Renewable energy will power the entire city. It will have 3 layers, one for pedestrians on the surface, one for infrastructure underground, and one for transportation underground. Residents will be compensated for submitting data to the line, and artificial intelligence will monitor the city and use predictive and data models to find ways to improve the city's daily life. The construction cost is estimated to be between $100 and $200 billion, 400 and 700 billion SAR, with some estimates reaching $1 trillion. The Saudi government says that by 2030 it will add 180 billion SAR, 48 billion US dollars, to the country's GDP, encourage economic diversification, and create 460,000 jobs. The plan for the line was announced on 10 January 2021 by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in a presentation that was broadcast on state television. Earthworks began in October 2021, and the first residents were expected to move in during 2024. As of July 2022, the first phase of the project was scheduled to be completed in 2030. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, also chairman of the NEO and board of directors, released a statement and promotional video on 25 July 2022, which led to more widespread media coverage of the project. This raised questions about the merits of the design and environmental issues, with critics concerned that the project would create a dystopian and artificial facility that had already displaced the Huaytat indigenous tribe and would impact the migration of birds and wildlife. Saudi Arabia's bizarre new megacity, the line, is going full steam ahead. While construction began on the project in October, new satellite images have revealed how much ground the project has covered, the scale of the city's length, and the layout of its construction site. MIT's Technology Review reviewed satellite images of the line's construction site from an Australian company called SOAR, with a photo of the main base camp having been taken by a satellite from Changguang Satellite Technology Corporation on October 22, 2022. This main base camp is located at 28.10 degrees latitude and 35.30 degrees longitude on the western side of the Saudi Arabian peninsula, but SOAR user Urban uploaded several images of construction occurring all along the length of the line. In October 2022, drone footage released by Outsky confirmed that construction on the line was underway and extensive excavation works were taking place along the entire length of the project. According to SOAR Scale Bar, the footprint of the line that was dug into the sand of the desert in the color-coded version of the base camp is approximately 200 feet, 60 meters, wide. An estimated 1.7 million cubic meters of rock and sand are being dug up at the site alone, and the red dots indicate that at least 425 excavation vehicles are at work carving out the footprint of the future city. The construction site is also characterized by Urban's image, as evidenced by the pink construction camp that houses workers and the green solar panel arrays. The city's western site, which is roughly 28.15 degrees latitude and 34.68 degrees longitude, is the scene of construction in another image. The picture is taken on September 10, 2022 with a satellite from the 21st Century Aerospace Technology Company in Singapore. It shows 103 excavation vehicles and an estimated 0.7 million cubic meters of earth that have been removed from this section of the line. Urban also posted a status update with an image from November 18 that shows a comparison between the planned area and the area that has been excavated in this manner. The line officially broke ground this past October, though Urban's images indicate that construction started at least a month earlier. The megalopolis will feature a mirrored exterior that contains a completely self-contained city that is 546 yards, 500 meters, tall, 218 yards, 200 meters, wide, and a whopping 105 miles, 170 kilometers, long. With construction underway, the Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman hinted at a potential completion date around 2030 in a NEOM press release. Part of the NEOM project, a grandiose scheme year from completion, the proposed futuristic city will be in the northwest of the Gulf country, near the Red Sea, according to an announcement by the kingdom's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Though details are scarce, those behind the design claim the line will run entirely on renewable energy, with no roads, cars, or emissions. High-speed rail will connect sections of the line, the press release adds. Critics have cast doubt on whether the project is technologically feasible, while others have described the vision unveiled in a flashy promo video as dystopian. The line is a component of Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 rebranding strategy to compete with its Gulf neighbors like Dubai and Abu Dhabi as popular travel destinations and reshape the kingdom's economy. It is anticipated that the surge will provide a billion-dollar boost to the local economy, with the goal of reaching 100 million visitors annually by the end of the decade. However, criticism of Saudi Arabia's human rights record continues to plague the country. In the largest mass execution in decades, 81 men were executed in March. According to a report from U.S. intelligence, bin Salman approved the operation to either capture or kill Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Despite widespread international condemnation, the Crown Prince has stated that he bears responsibility for Khashoggi's murder while denying that he ordered it. In an interview with CBS in 2019, bin Salman stated, "This was a horrible crime. However, given that it was committed by Saudi government employees, I accept full responsibility as a leader in Saudi Arabia." And while the Saudi government has introduced periodic labor reforms, their limited nature and lax enforcement have seen exploitative and dangerous practices continue for the migrant worker population. According to Human Rights Watch, millions of migrant workers fill mostly manual, clerical, and service jobs in Saudi Arabia, more than 8% of the private sector workforce. The group has been highly critical of Saudi Arabia's visa sponsorship system, known as kafala. Over the past decade, other Gulf states have also embarked on reform of their notorious kafala systems, with most introducing more significant reforms than those of the Saudi authorities, stated a Human Rights Watch report on the country's most recent labor reforms in March 2021. However, many of the same violations against migrant workers' rights persist across the region, most commonly unpaid and delayed wages and passport confiscations. The NEOM project is backed by $500 billion from the Saudi government and the Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund, PIF, a sovereign wealth fund chaired by bin Salman, as well as local and international investors. Thank you, guys, for watching. If you want more videos like this, make sure to like the video and hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.